gonna be incredible. A great episode. We have an incredible guest. We're live on Instagram. We're gonna publish this on YouTube. Publish this on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. Dude, this is the best studio I booked.
Let's do it.
Yeah, and I saw your message. I was like, I gotta get some special shit for him.
I appreciate that.
So as Rivera, what's it called? As a guest, you gotta choose what you want to talk about, bro.
Okay.
Yeah,
let's
and
do
just
it.
give me like a structure and the fact that like.
You want to put your headset on?
Oh, you're right. Tripping. My fault, bro. It's the morning. But you gotta give me structure a bit. Like you gotta tell me this is what I want to talk about. Let's like structure it so I can split it off. Oh, it sounds great, by the way.
Yeah, it does. I like the
great.
audio. All right, cool. So let's fire it off. I was thinking background.
Mm-hmm.
Then we can talk into personal branding, and then we'll just branch off from there.
Perfect.
Having a conversation.
Real quick though, we want to do this off rip. Apparently,
Go ahead.
We got a nice sponsor today, Qdoba Mexican Food. Thank you so much. They reached out to me and they said, "Yo, we're better than Chipotle," basically. And I went to go try it this morning. It's really good.
I don't know. I like Chipotle.
Hey, me
I'm
too.
a Chipotle
Me too,
diehard
bro.
fan.
This is good as hell, and it's a lot cheaper, bro. To be honest, I paid like $9 for this. I think maybe I'm right. Maybe that's don't quote me on that, but you can quote me on this. This is good food. So we got a great day set up. We got a lot of time today. Actually, I booked like 2 hours of this, and I'm gonna have more guests. But this is the main focus today.
I appreciate that. Well, shout out Adobo Mexican Food for putting this thing together.
Qdoba.
Qdoba.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, we got the Holy Grail yesterday.
I like it.
Cop these finally. Shout out to my boys who gifted this to me. That's love. So let's get it started, bro.
Let's do it. Yeah. So my name is Michael. Background: I'm a Coptic Egyptian. I was born in Egypt, but my parents were both here already in the States, and then they had flew out to Egypt to give birth to me, and then I came here to the States not too long after, and then just lived here. Real quick, who I am, because we're gonna get into a lot of hot topics today. I'm excited for it. I was excited since we confirmed this last night, but a lot of it's just gonna be success and advice for the younger generation, older generation, which is what my passion is. Who I am, I'm a real estate investor, an entrepreneur. At a very young age, I got into business. I was like 12 years old when I just click ignore limit.
Okay.
Or for today, last one. There you go. It'll kick back off.
Perfect.
So, I mean, like I was maybe 12 years old and I had started my first business, which I thought was super dope, being 12 years old. And then I got into real estate. I was 15, and then I started modeling when I was 16, just the year after. And shortly after that, I got into top 100 models. And this year, we're really shooting for top 40 models. So just leveling up from that 100 to 40 models. So
constant progression.
Yeah, 100%. There's always a new mountain to climb, which is the kind of the beauty of life a little bit that I think most people forget.
Yeah.
They think that you make it. And I'm a firm believer that there's no such thing as making it. I think it's always you're making it to some level.
Yeah. I mean, something that my dad always told me is that you can never stop learning.
Yeah.
No matter how good you get at something, you can never stop learning. You can never stop improving. You can never stop evolving. And you can take that in anything. I mean, if you're incredible at selling sneakers, there's always going to be something. Okay, things are always changing. People are always evolving. Trends. Everything is always, it's a constant, movement, especially like in fields like, I'm going to bring it up because we're ASU students, or you're a Chandler Gilbert student, right? In fields like this, IT, you need to constantly evolve, constantly learn, constantly be seeking change.
Yeah.
Because if not, you're going to stay still. And that's something that kids nowadays, it's not like you graduate college and then you get a degree and you're set. No, dude. If you want to go up, you got to constantly be looking for more.
Mm-hmm.
Push yourself. Constantly learn. You got to really try to, progress.
Yeah.
Because if not, you're literally never going to reach that next level. Most degrees don't get you to, unless you're a surgeon, you're not going to make over $300K ever.
I agree.
You got to start a business. You got to start
Well, let's talk about that actually, because everybody.
Wait, actually, real quick, not to cut you off, but real quick on the background. Do you miss Egypt?
100%.
Really?
Yeah, I love Egypt, but honestly, even though I'm Arabic and I know I'm gonna get a bunch of backlash for this, I still take pride and joy in being an American citizen and having the opportunity to live in America, that safety, that security, the opportunity that America gives. So, but going back to business, this is real game for everybody because I get hit up so many times because thank God I'm a successful young entrepreneur. I get hit up all the time. Michael, I want to start a business. Da, 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 da. So let's talk about that.
Okay.
What is it to do a business?
What do you mean?
So, well, that's what we're gonna get into.
Yeah.
So, when it comes to doing a business, all you're doing is you're selling a product or you're selling a service in exchange for money.
Money.
So that product or service needs to solve a problem somewhere, somehow. Like what I do in real estate, I buy houses cash. What does that do? That solves the problem of inconvenience for homeowners, right? In fashion, I'm solving that problem for fashion designers of how they're gonna market their clothing brand.
Okay.
So in everywhere you go, whatever it is, you have to solve a product. I'm sorry, you have to have a product that or a service that solves an issue.
An issue. So when you say you buy houses cash, what are you doing for the homeowner exactly? Like, are you take away the stress of doing financing, or?
Well, that's one of the things. A lot of these homes that we're buying, these folks are like in distressed situations.
Especially
Maybe
now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They can't afford the payment. Maybe the house, the roof's caving in. It's not safe to live in anymore. Sometimes people need to get out of where they're at for personal reasons. So that stress of having to wait to put it on the market and list it and wait for somebody else to come in sometimes is worth them buying our service or us selling them our service in exchange for money.
So if you don't mind me asking, what are your businesses right now? Like, what are you in? What are your markets? What are you pushing?
So mainly I'm in real estate. That's my bread. That's what I wake up, I breathe, and I sleep. Real estate, entrepreneurship. I do have a focus of modeling and fashion, content creation, and then trying to get more into the acting scene. But that is the focus is real estate. Yeah.
That's great because a lot of people tell me you can't focus on 10 things. I said, yes, I can. Like, not even focus. Like, I have my bread and butter is marketing.
Okay.
I have a marketing agency called Rivads. Shout out Rivads. And I would say that's like my full-time thing, but not at this point, not anymore. I have employees now. AP Pest Control. Shout out Austin Peace. Shout out Pest Control. That is like, I'm the head of marketing and recruiting. That's my, like, that's all I do, really.
Okay.
I sit in office from 9 to 2. And I also knock doors. I'm a sales rep too, but I like to be more of a facilitator for the company.
Okay.
And that's helped me grow my avenues of income. So, you know, I started Rivads. I had success there. I was like, I'm not gonna be comfortable with one thing, right? I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna start different. Then I started this what's it called? RQ Luxury Collection with my girlfriend, and that's just reselling. And I've been reselling. I've been pushing that, grinding. That's my dream. I want to open a shop for that though. I want to have an RQ Luxury Collection shop that's coming soon. Then I was not content with that. I opened the Appliance for Less. Found some co-investors, amazing folks over there at Appliance for Less, and we opened it. We opened April 18th.
Very nice.
So
congratulations.
Thank
That's
you,
exciting.
thank you.
Yeah.
And yeah, so like that, like what we're just trying to tell people is that if you're young, this is when you have the most time, the most energy. You don't have much responsibilities. You don't have a wife. You don't have kids. This is when you go out and you build, because there's not much risk. This is the thing. So, not trying to throw my dad under the bus. Never. He gave me everything, so he'll always be the most high, other than God. My dad is a 50-year-old man, and he works for Intel. He cannot afford to play risky, because if you play risky, you're gonna let down your wife. You're gonna lose your house, your car, your key, like everything. You let down your kids. Kids can't go to school anymore. So it's hard to play risk. Right now, we don't have much responsibilities. I mean, saying like I do now, but when I first started this, I didn't have much to go off of. So I'm not gonna lose. I mean, I'm not gonna risk. I don't lose much if I take a risk.
Yeah. And I think that's the issue that most people have, is that they're scared to lose, but they're starting off at zero. So for me, it was always like, what do you have to lose? Like I would look at my mom or other people who are kind of in, not to throw anybody under the bus, but who were like, oh, you shouldn't do that. You're gonna lose. You might lose a little bit of money. You might lose some energy. You're gonna fail at it. But I'm already at zero. So what is there to lose? Mm-hmm. So that was always the mindset for me, is what do I have to lose? Especially if you're starting off at zero. Anybody watching this should understand, if you're at zero, take advantage of the fact that you're at zero, because the only place you can go from zero is zero. Like you can get into debt and be negative, but really you only stay at zero.
Yeah. I mean, that the concept of debt and having fear of like going into debt, if you have nothing, don't fear that.
Well, let's
Because
talk
you can
about
grow
that,
that. You can
because
grow it.
debt is actually a good thing, and I don't think enough people understand how debt is good. There's two types of debt. There's good debt and there's bad debt. Your bad debt is your car loan. Your bad debt is your credit card payments. Your good debt is how people like us, starting from nothing, are able to build wealth. So when you're buying houses, my wealth creation tool is real estate. The way that I'm able to afford these houses is through debt. I don't have 400 grand sitting in a bank account. I have to leverage debt in order to buy that house, and then I make money from that house and pay off the debt.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that most people don't understand, especially when it comes to real estate, is you have to leverage debt.
Oh, that's great. I've never, like, personally, dude, I'm not going to sit here and act like I know everything. That's great. I've never heard that before.
Mm-hmm.
That's a concept that I'm not even familiar with. I wouldn't say, like before you even mentioned that, I would have never said, yo, that's good. I didn't know that.
Well, let's think number wise, right? You get a loan on a house, it's 300 grand.
Yeah.
You pay it off in 7 years.
Yeah.
Now the house is worth 350.
Okay.
So you made that spread.
Mm-hmm.
So that is good debt in a sense, because now you just made money
You
from
made
that
money.
debt.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Never saw it like that. So, what are your long-term goals, and how do you plan on accomplishing that?
So I think it's with whatever you want in life, I think it's 4 questions. I think it's what, why, how, and what am I willing to give up?
Mhm.
So it's what do I want in
Okay.
life? I want wealth.
Okay.
Okay, why?
What?
I want to retire my mom. I want to
There you
take care of my family back home. I want to make sure that my kids are never having to look at price tags for things. They're able to buy things comfortably.
There you
Okay,
go.
well, how am I going to get there?
Mhm.
I'm going to get through personally through real estate. Then the last question is, what am I willing to sacrifice? And it goes counterintuitive, right? What am I not willing to sacrifice? So I'm willing to sacrifice nights out. I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit of fun for that long-term goal. But what I'm not willing to sacrifice is my morals, is time with family. What I'm not willing to sacrifice is my health, time with God.
That's huge, dude, because there's a lot of females out there that are, again, whatever I say here, it's not take it like, oh, who does this guy think he can tell women what to do? That's not. It's just my opinion, my morals. I feel like there's a lot of young girls that are looking at OnlyFans stars and seeing that they're living like luxurious lives. I mean, like, dude, Sophie Rain's making more money than LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Steph
Really?
Curry combined. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
it's insane. And they're professional athletes, right?
Yeah.
This girl is just
And there's some skill required in that. I don't think enough people
What?
take that. Being a professional athlete,
No,
there's skill in that.
I mean, of course, it's
Yeah.
not just genetics. Like, there's a skill. Like, you gotta, dude, the discipline too. They don't just they don't
Yeah.
have normal lives. They have to sacrifice family, time, health. Like, you have to sacrifice a lot. You have to be like a personal brand at all times. You can't fuck up. Like me, I can go on the street right now and I can fuck up. I won't lose much. It depends how bad I fuck up. Them, any minor thing they say on a podcast or on Twitter or on the grocery store, or someone gets in their face and they punch them, they can lose everything. Contracts, sponsorships, and millions of dollars, lose their home. See, like, I don't even know. What was I trying to get with that? I was trying to say this. Your character and the way you present yourself and you handle yourself is huge. And especially at art, like, I feel like we talked about this in the first episode. Your actions do have a lot of consequence and a lot of impact on what and how things go, you know?
Well, you have to understand where you are in life today
Yeah.
is because of the decisions you made 30, 90 days ago. So if anybody's looking at their life right now and saying, I don't like the life that I have, my question is going to be, what did you do 30 days ago? What did you do 90 days ago? And those decisions will tell it. There's a reason why I can wake up and I look at the mirror and I like what I see, and that's because of what I did 90 days ago, not what I did today, right?
And hey, actually, I kind of clicked back finally on what I was going to with that. Like, let's say, for example, some girl doing OnlyFans, right? She's making $3 million a month, let's say. Dude, or like, let's say the average right now, actually, the average OnlyFans creator is making $30K a month, which is insane. That's still a lot of money. That's an incredible amount of money. If you're living alone, you're living like a king. So, for a young girl to see that, dude, you're giving away a lot of privacy, a lot of integrity, dignity, morals. How do you just go to dinner knowing that your family's potentially seeing, like, getting sent these videos? Especially girls that are posting, like, pornography on OnlyFans. That's just, like, that's the thing. You can give up your moral. Back to the point. You can give up your morals for money, But at the end of the day, you're not going to be content. Money doesn't fill a hole that helping your mom does, helping the needy, the homeless, helping kids with cancer. That fills the hole. Money can fill a hole. See, the thing, look, off vulnerability, because I like to keep the Rivera talk real. Sorry, I keep getting away from the mic. I sometimes feel vulnerable, and then when I get sad, I spend money. I'll go to like Tempe Toes or Balenciaga. I'll buy a piece. I'll regret it later. In the moment, I'll be like, yo, this is fucking sick. Like, this is fire. Then I'll be like, yo, like, this didn't fill the hole. When I go feed the homeless, I'll be good for the whole week. Because I saw their face. I saw the impact. That is morally where you should... That's where... He said 4 questions, right? When you want to, like, see what you want to do with your life. You have to have a strong why. If money is your why, you're going to get burnt out. You're not going to make it anywhere.
Well, I think people have this ideology that you make it once you have enough money. And for me, it clicked super young, and I'm super thankful I had this mindset. But money is only a piece of the equation. Because people think they make it when they have money. But money, all it does, I'm repeating myself, fixes a piece of the equation. But there's so much more. I think life is broken down into 5 pillars. I think it's your spiritual pillar. I think it's your physical pillar, your mental pillar, your social pillar, and your personal pillar. Your money is only the 5th one, your personal pillar.
Yeah.
Because I can guarantee right now, you trade all the money in the world for good health. You trade all the money in the world for good people around you, a loyal wife and nice family and healthy kids. I can guarantee you'll trade all the money in the world to make sure that you're not in hell. I'm pretty religious, so I trade any amount of money to make sure that I'm in heaven. So now all of a sudden we just degraded the value of money.
Yeah.
Not to say that money's not valuable, but there's things that prioritize and trump money that I don't think enough people take any consideration into.
And sometimes people have to be... So if you feel like you're rock bottom, sometimes people have to be stripped from everything in order to gain everything.
Mm-hmm.
You have to sometimes be humbled by... What? Oh my God, I can't remember his name in the Bible.
Job.
Job was... Everything was taken from Job. Everything. He was stripped. He had every reason to hate God. Every reason to want to kill himself. Every reason to no longer want to pursue living.
Okay.
Because he lost everything, correct? What did God do? He showed faithfulness. He showed strength. Even in the worst of times, he gained everything. Times 10.
And I think most people want to say, I hit rock bottom. I don't think most people hit rock bottom.
Never.
I don't... Because I always think life could get worse. It could always be worse. Everybody wants to say, oh, I'm hitting rock bottom. Life's bad. It can't get any worse. But it could always go worse. There is some dude out there, your exact same age, your exact same position, who just lost it all. He just got news that his family died, that his car was towed, that his house is being foreclosed on, whatever the situation is. So
the only true rock bottom is when you die without fulfilling your purpose. That's rock bottom because there's nothing you can do after that.
I like that.
That's it. Because you can't do shit once you die, right? You live your life already. And the goal is for everyone here and listening, everyone here with us to go up, to enjoy the fruits of heaven. And that's not an easy path, dude. Because the path to hell is extremely fun. You're going to feel like it's heaven on the way. But the path to the righteousness is hell.
Well, I don't think anything's easy.
Mm-hmm.
I think being in hell is hard, and I think the road to heaven is hard. So they're both hard.
Sure.
I think getting in shape is hard, but staying fat is hard. I think creating wealth is hard, but I think staying broke is hard. So they're all hard. I've always said this. I've always said it. It's all hard. You have to pick your hard. And I can guarantee you that one of the two hards is way more enjoyable at the end. So are you willing to pay the price now to enjoy later, or are you willing to pay the price later to enjoy now?
Exactly. So, I mean, look, if you want to spend your college years going to parties, not building a business, drinking as much as you can, smoking as much as you can, dude, when you're 25, you're going to look back and regret it. Because this is the time to build. We've been trying to say, like, this is the time where you take, like, dude, I had an idea one day, so I'm going to start a podcast.
Okay.
There's so much resources in your college campus. You go to ASU, you got the Zoom Innovation Lab. You go to CGCC, you have the Student Center. the gaming, the CGC Esports Lab. Like, there's so much resources around you that you can use as a student. If you don't know a student, Chandler Public Library. There's so much you can do with just your phone, bro. I started the marketing agency with my phone.
Yeah. Dude, I started my first business, which was flipping shoes at 12 years old from my own pair of shoes that my parents bought me. So I think people always want to have some excuse to start. Oh, I'll wait once I get this camera. I'll wait once I do this, once I do this, once I do that.
You have enough resources, bro.
There's a saying, it's like the best time to plant a tree was yesterday. The second best time is today. So I think people finding all these type of excuses to delay action is the reason why they have delayed results.
Yeah. That's why, and there's no get rich scheme. The only way you can get rich quick is win the lottery.
Or start an OnlyFans.
Yeah. Because they're making, OnlyFans is, I don't understand how.
Well, I don't know. I think everybody likes to hate on the girls that do OnlyFans. I don't think the guys that are feeding that
they
get any
deserve
hate
the
either.
most hate.
I think
you're influenced. It's like the shit with Kanye West, bro. Sorry to cut you off, but I got passionate about it at school one time. I got in a fight.
Okay.
You know, when Kanye West talks about Nazis and Jews, the only thing he's doing is grabbing your attention. The second you post, "Oh my God, I fucking hate Kanye West," is when he won.
Well, I agree. I think it's the same thing with Andrew Tate. Everybody wants to throw hate at his name, but it's just free marketing. What I will say, though, is that everybody wants to throw hate on these OnlyFans girl, but nobody wants to throw hate at the guys paying $5.99. Like, how are you as a full-grown man
it's a lot
spending that type of money to go see a girl? I that for me was I have such a hard time understanding how men will willingly pay. You go to Mill Avenue
and you spend thousands of dollars on a woman, she'll do everything you can imagine. That's a joke.
I don't even think that, bro. I don't think you like. Let's talk about that, because that's something that some of my personal brand around is like dating and men getting into relationships.
Masculinity. Real quick, I need to get water and use the bathroom. If you want to do a self promo real quick, I can step out and you can just
Let's do it when you come back.
Okay, because I need to use the bathroom.
All right.
So, but I don't want to I wanted to keep rolling.
Okay.
All right, quick little interlude. Michael here's gonna take over for a bit. Talk to y'all. 1 second.
Is anybody on here?
This is more for like if someone wants to join in the moment.
Okay.
But when we post it, it's like the views. You know? Yeah. So you can go ahead, bro, because it's still rolling, right?
Yeah. I think the best decision you can make as a man is the decision to start. Because everybody wants to have these excuses for why they should start. They keep delaying the time of action, and then they hate themselves for delayed results. If you keep pushing out the time that it's going to take you to get in the gym and the time that it's going to take for you to start eating healthy, you're going to see results later because you started later. I think everybody wants to overcomplicate how easy life is. So many things are simple, but they're just not easy. They require some level of work, but they are simple. Getting in health, getting in shape is calories in versus calories out. Building wealth is buying assets and not liabilities. So regardless of what anybody has to say or what everybody wants to think and add all these, their own piece of the pie or their own 2 cents to the story, it all boils down to the same thing. Simple, but not easy. And I'd argue in life, sometimes you don't have a decision. Sometimes in life, the best course of action is action. Let's kick it off. What time is it?
It is 11:10. We have a lot of time.
11:10.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, bro. Want to do a little self promo? Take a little break.
Oh, I didn't self promo. I was waiting for you to get here, so
There you
it's
go.
a little bit more.
What?
Just more like real, you know. I'm not just
Yeah, there
talking
you
on
go.
camera.
Okay, bet. Let's go.
Self promo.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Real quick, guys. My name's Michael. Let's restart that. Real quick, guys. My name is Michael. I started off real estate when I was 15. I started off my first business when I was 12. Right now, I'm a real estate entrepreneur, top 100 model in 2024, and I'm really pushing my best to be top 40 model in 2025. So
Wow.
that my personal branding is all about success, fashion, business, lifestyle, and making sure that people are keeping their lives fit all across the board, financially fit, spiritually fit, physically fit, and mentally fit.
That's amazing. We're gonna put all his social medias on the page. Check him out. He's a great guy, dude. I literally met him today, and I've had so much fun.
Yeah, it's been dope. But let's we
Am
were
I
just
in that? No, bro. See, I can't put the camera. Fucking Instagram live. They gotta make a wide option, bro. That should be good, right?
yeah. But we were just talking about the whole dating scene right now.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
let's talk about that, because I think I can only speak for men because I am a man.
Mhm.
But I think most men, I think 90% of the world's problems right now would be solved if men just started acting like men.
Okay.
So I think too many men give too much into their emotions. Their girl left them. Their video flopped. Somebody commented a photo, or somebody put a comment that bothered them. I think too many men give too much into their emotions. And that's not to say that men shouldn't have emotions. We're not psychopaths. We're humans. We have emotions. But it's that decision to give in to your emotions. Not everything deserves a reaction.
That was my biggest problem in high school. Was everything got a reaction from me. Everything. Shout out J. Cole, because everything he would do would piss me off. And he would get a reaction. People would get a reaction. People loved it. People would view it. People would eat it up. And that's what people got to stop doing. Dude, real quick. We're not like, this isn't Fresh to Fit. That's that podcast, you know?
Yeah.
We're like, oh, we're pushing masculinity and fucking we hate women. And no, bro. Because they talk shit about OnlyFans girls and then they bring a girl twerking on the fucking table.
Yeah.
We just talk about how we feel on the, what's going to fall? No, it's not. Okay. He's talking about masculinity because it is. Ah. It's fine, bro. We're fine. Is it a good day?
Yeah.
It is an issue today, bro. Like you said, a lot of people are just giving in to their emotions, and especially men.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little more, because if I could go back to my younger self, and one of the things I would tell him is that right there. Not everything deserves a reaction. And I think especially men, and especially a situation where their girl leaves them when they're dealing with heartbreak, men do all sorts of crazy things. I've seen some of the wildest things of men trying to chase the other man, men trying to screw up the other girl's life. I think as a man, if you got broken up with a girl, your girl left you, your best course of action is to make her regret it. When I tell you, when my girl left me, I could not sleep. For weeks, I could not sleep. Everything I told her, everything I told her that I was going to do when I was with her and she laughed at my face, 6 months later, I did it. And guess what? I got a text saying I miss you and I didn't respond. That's the best revenge you can get. You don't yell at her. You don't spit at her. You don't get at her friends. You don't sit here and try to ruin her life. You improve your life. She's going to come back around and you're going to tell her to kick rocks. That's your best revenge. She's going to go the rest of her life regretting that she walked away from you, where all she could have done is waited 6 more months. And you're the prize at the end of that.
That's real.
So to any person watching this, trust me, they always come back around if you deal with your cards correctly.
Hey, they do.
Sorry, I got a little passionate right there.
That's good.
So,
That's what people like to see.
That's
gonna be like the short. If I post shorts, that shit is gonna be hilarious. They're gonna clip that. We're gonna clip that. So, dude, it's true, bro. Like, I have a girl, and I'm probably gonna marry her because I love her a lot. We had issues. We've broken up like twice, just because not like badly. Someone cheated. No, just like, are we mentally ready for this? Because a lot of relationships in our age, forget if you had a high school relationship or some middle school shit. It's not the same, bro. Like, you don't know what dating is until you get out of your house and you have to live with that person. And when you have to experience life outside of high school with that person, it's very different. I promise. So let me tell you something. Me and my girlfriend broke up twice. First time, it was pretty like standard breakup. Second time, it was probably the most painful thing I've been through, relationship wise.
Mm-hmm.
It broke me, it tore me apart. But my girlfriend knew that she's like, this dude's gonna be something. This dude's on the come up. I fucked up a lot in my life. Trust me, I fucked up. I'm sorry to everyone I've ever fucked up to. I'm sorry to everybody that I've ever let down. But I'm changing, and you can see it. Look where I'm at right now. Look who I'm doing a podcast with. Look at, I'm an ASU student, cybersecurity. I got 4 businesses. Like, I'm trying my hardest because I know I fucked up, and I need to change that. Where I'm trying to say, come with this. My girlfriend broke up with me, and instead of sulking it and just like fucking regretting my life and thinking about suicide or thinking I'm less of a man, I just put my fucking belt to ass and got to work.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the end of the day, you can bank as much money as you can with or without that girl. You don't need her. That's what I'm trying to tell you. As a man, you're supposed to be your own nucleus, the head of the family. And I didn't say that. The Alpha, the Omega did. God, the Creator, Yahweh. You need to be as strong as you can be for your family once she comes back.
Mm-hmm.
My girlfriend left me for a very valid reason the second time. This is going to be very vulnerable for me, very open. I'm bipolar, and I take medication. I use medical marijuana, and when I don't use it, I can get fucking crazy. So she said, I can't deal with someone that's like mentally unstable like that. You need to like keep getting your meds, your weed. You need to stay like on top of things, because if not, like, I'm at risk. My health is at risk. My mental health is at risk. I was yelling at her a lot. I was being a piece of shit. I was talking to other girls, like not talking like to cheat, but like, you know, being just an asshole. I changed it and I showed her that I was getting better, so she took me back. But the thing here is that you as a man, you got to know that you got it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
No one's going to hold your hand, dude. Like,
I think men wake up when they understand nobody's coming to save them.
nobody.
And I think that's especially true when it comes to finances. I think especially if you don't come from a rich family, you don't come from any handouts, you need to understand, you need to wake up one day, look yourself in the mirror and say, nobody is coming to save me. And then once you realize nobody's coming to save you, you have some sense of urgency to start creating a new life for yourself.
So, see, that's a great... Thankfully, my dad is a fucking wealthy person. My grandpa is really wealthy. Like, you know, I come from money, but my dad, he didn't come from money. I'm talking about my mom's dad, so don't think that, like, well, he just disowned him. No. My dad came from nothing, built everything, and then showed me, I'm not going to give you everything until you can prove it. Right? I started proving, oh, shit, I can do that. He gave me a car. Mm-hmm. Oh, you started a business? Oh, okay, here's a loan. Oh, you want some Travis Scotts? Here's some Travis Scotts. I have all the Travis Scott merch I've ever wanted because I had a great GPA in high school. But see, you have to earn it. I didn't just like, oh, dude, when you spoil your kids, right? You give them shit for no reason. I had to work my ass off for those grades. So I got, you know, some cool ass Travises, bro. And there are thousands of dollars, but he can afford it because he's worked his ass off to provide for his family. That's what everyone here should do. Mm-hmm. Male or female.
Yeah. And I mean, personally, I come from a different background. I don't come from wealth. I don't come from a well-off family. And that's why I took it upon me to create that for my next family. Hold up. That's the parking. I got to reset that so they don't tow my car.
Oh, shit. All right. We're going to have a little interlude.
You want to grab that?
Yeah.
Phone?
My fault. So we can end it for a second and then come back? Yeah?
Yeah, that's cool. That's funny that she... what happens off camera stays off camera. Yeah. But let's keep the conversation going. It's getting pretty hot.
We got Mauricio Blends in here, bro.
Cool.
Oblivion's barber. He's a great guy.
Let's go up. All right, put your headset on. I don't know. I think...
But, you know, we got to talk about some different shit.
I was just going to talk... Not that. I was just going to talk about something else, but related...
I got a good talk, bro.
Subtopic to what we were originally talking about. Just as a recap, though. Seriously, because I know we're going to clip this whole thing up. Some stuff happened off camera that it's not going to get shared.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, I know we like to joke and throw shade on all these girls and girls who are passed around. But the better you become at being a man, the higher quality woman you start to attract. Because you attract what you are.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're attracting girls
that are fucking obese.
or they're passed around, or they're out of shape, they don't look good, that says something about you as a man. I think your woman is a reflection of the type of man you are. The quickest way the quickest way I can scan somebody, it's to know the type of man he is. If he's dating a girl who's loud and she's being disrespectful to him and she has no manners, she's doing whatever, I can know immediately that guy has no self-control and he's too scared to walk away. It quickly tells me the type of guy he is. So just for any man watching out there, I think you need to be like pretty selective when it comes to the type of woman you are showing, especially when it's a public relationship.
Yeah. No. If you're posting your girl on Instagram and your girl doesn't post to you, or your girl's like posting bikini pictures,
I don't know.
you gotta go.
Dude, the second I see that on Instagram, I'm out.
You gotta go.
I'm out.
You gotta go.
You know what I find the most attractive?
What? Black girls?
No.
What?
No profile picture,
Oh, okay.
90 followers, private account.
That's my girlfriend.
That's what I find attractive. I don't find the 17,000 followers attractive with 19 posts. I find 0 posts. I have to request you. You have no bio. Your name is barely popping up. That's what I find attractive.
Yeah, bro. I'm trying to bro, okay, my fault. Stop fucking commenting. Mauricio likes men, by the way.
Okay.
Is that cool?
Is that a dude?
Yeah.
It's not my business what they decide
There
to
you
do.
go. That's the truth.
But what I will say is that I don't think that should take away from your responsibilities as a man.
You hear that, Mauricio?
Like, I think if you're a man and you're listening to this, or any man regardless, I think you're still required to do certain things, which just take care of a family, make God proud,
Yeah.
make your family proud, and make yourself proud.
You're not making God proud, Mauricio, with being gay.
That's not my business.
Again,
though.
it's
So
not,
I'm talking
yeah.
about himself though. I think he still has responsibilities as a man, which is to take care of his family. So if he decides to sleep with men instead of sleep with women, that's none of
on
my
him.
business. That's not my business. But I still think what I will tell you is you still have responsibilities to follow.
To follow. Yeah. Yeah. So, dude,
What other questions you got for me?
I got a situation for you.
Okay.
I have a friend of year. Like, he's basically like my little brother. And I was working at Whataburger at the time.
Okay.
So think about this, right?
Yeah.
And I'm still with my girlfriend, the one that I'm talking to right now. He goes up to my girlfriend when I'm not in there, and he
Okay.
says, "How do you feel that your boyfriend works here?"
Okay. How'd you act on it?
I didn't know until my girlfriend told me immediately. She put me to the side. She's like, "Yo, your man's just said this to me," and I called him out. She said, "This isn't the only thing he's there for. Like, he's not here for what you think he's here for. He's got like businesses. Like, what are you trying to say?" Then I pulled myself. I said, I didn't do it I didn't like start pressing him. I said, "Yo, can we talk outside?" And then he got defensive. And then he left. He walked away.
Yeah.
When he was at his car, he said the words, "I'm better than you guys." Got in his car and drove away.
Cool.
That's it.
That's what you hit him with, is the peace sign, and you walk away. I don't find it. There are people in my life constantly evolving who I think are real. Who I think I just happened recently. A person who I thought was a brother to me.
Yeah.
Who I was telling, a lot of things. I was vulnerable with him because I'm like, and this person had switched up for whatever reason. But you can't let that get to your head, because you have to understand that God is always cleaning the people around you.
Yeah, dude.
So if he cleaned one of your best friends who you thought was a little brother, then it's like, okay, well, all right. I guess he just wasn't a little brother. I just thought he was, and then you move on with your life.
It's whatever, bro.
And I think that just goes to show the character of your girlfriend if she's gonna pull you to the side and talk to you about it.
Also, I had my fucking barber. Keep in mind, he's 16 years old. Not the guy in chat. I broke up with my girlfriend. He starts messaging her.
Really?
On some, yo, like, I'm here for you and shit.
Wow.
And like, he's 16 years old, bro.
Again, bro, I don't see. Here's the thing: we want to throw the blame on.
Is that not reaching?
I don't know. I think
She kept the conversation going though. It's fine. He's 16. I'm not worried about it.
nah. I
Shout
don't.
out Wedo Blends, bro.
No, I think, look, if we can throw all the shade on the people moving on your girl, but the person at fault is you, because those are your friends.
True.
You should know the character of your friends before you even bring a girl around. They shouldn't even be in your circle if you know that as a possibility. Like, my friends know if we're around a girl, they're just saying hi and they're not talking to her for the rest of the conversation.
Because
it's
I'm
just the
surrounding
boundary.
myself with those people. And Maui, it's not you, it's Wedo. But you can be my barber, bro. But to be honest, bro, you surround yourself with people that if they're not winning and they're like doing snake shit like that, then what are you doing?
Well, I think that's what I mean by it shows the type of person you are. If you have snake friends, what type of person are you? Right?
I was in the hot tub with some friends, and there were girls there. I said, I'm going to do a podcast with this guy. It was, what's your last name?
Biki.
Michael Baki. And they're like, oh, I know this guy.
Okay.
That's the type of people we got to surround ourselves with. You know?
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But
That's-
building a name for yourself and having some sort of like, for example, when it comes to it's like Andrew Tate, for example, what's attached to him is success and money. You're getting like,
but there's a lot of negative too.
for sure. You bring Conor McGregor, what's attached to him is MMA, right? You bring Michael B.
Cocaine.
Jordan, it's modeling. Whatever, everybody has their
like a niche.
a niche and what I would like to call like their that's not a word, but what they're synonymous to. So my name is linked to success and mindset. Now it's starting to be
Clip
real
that.
estate to bring in credibility to who I am as a person.
See, that's exactly what I wish I came here from Egypt, bro, because the fact that I'm here and like I did go to high school here, bro, they have a fucked up name. Like my name half the people that know me or think it's success and mindset, other half think I'm a fucking dumbass,
Yeah.
piece of shit, fat ass, obese ass. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
That's part of it though, right? Let me tell you a story. My friend in high school, when we were just all getting our licenses, he went and got a Mercedes.
okay.
We're finishing school. He's showing off his car. It's like we were a decent sized friend group. We were maybe 10 people. The first 6 of us come over. We're congratulating him. I'm
Yeah.
one of the people congratulating him, saying, "Hey man, like congrats on the car. I'm excited for you. You'll have to take me in a drive." Just like hyping him up. Being a boy.
Yeah. Real quick, I gotta do a shout out to my boy. I think that's who it is. Yeah. Shout out Jacob Pins, bro. He is my favorite swimmer here. Well, the whole swim team's my favorite, but Jacob Pins is a real guy. He's an amazing person. I gotta self-promote him because I kind of owe it to him. Shout out Jacob Pins. We don't have much viewers on here, Jacob, but when we post this, we get like 20,000 viewers. So if you're a single lady looking for a nice Jewish man, you gotta hit up Jacob Pins. Jacob
up Jacob. Hit
underscore
up Jacob.
IRL. All right, let's go back.
The other 4 from that group came to him and were like, "Oh, you didn't get a BMW."
Yeah.
And like this, I saw his face change. And the only reason I gave you the story is because regardless of what you're gonna do in life,
Yeah.
somebody somehow is gonna find something to say. And he got a Mercedes.
Always,
It's a nice
bro.
car. So
It's
when
alright.
when you say, "Oh, 50% say this, 50% say this," I'm not shocked because that example proves what I just said. But that friend, unfortunately, he was buying the car and trying to get that car so people can give him validation.
Validation.
Which is why he got upset.
I love validation.
But if he got a car that he truly liked, I drive a car. The car that I got, I could not sleep until I got it, and I was so happy
What
that I
is
got
it?
it. It's a Mustang. And when
Damn, bro.
when I got that car, I had people say, "Oh, it's not a Mercedes. Oh, it's not a good car. Oh, it's an American build." Cool. That didn't phase me because I wasn't buying it for them. I was buying it for myself.
Exactly.
So
You ever dude? I drive a crazy car. I drive a Nissan Versa.
okay,
It's this little blue piece of shit. But we're upgrading. I mean, I don't like cars like that.
okay,
Like, Mauricio has a fucking Dodge Challenger, bro,
okay.
and he reps it, bro. Like he's a boss in that bitch.
Yeah,
He whips it, and I'm just not that guy, bro. I want to be.
that's cool. Everybody has their own
I
interests.
want to be like
Yeah.
that. I'm not.
Let's I want to open up background.
Okay.
A little bit
Okay.
more about myself. I don't
Alright.
mean to take the lead, but
No, of course. Go ahead, bro. It's when people come on the Rivera Talk, it's just the name, but this is the show with the people. Hey.
everybody wants to
Charger.
and I don't mean to toot my own horn or like
Suck your own cock.
glaze myself, but I get a lot of people that are like, "Oh wow, you're super young, you seem like you have your life in order, da 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 da." That only happened because of extreme amount of pain growing up.
Oh shit.
My father had a very abusive relationship to the majority of our family,
Oh fuck.
especially my mom. So that to me as a kid was just super painful watching that daily. And when I say we don't come from money, my dad had a gambling addiction. So
Oh,
all of
fuck.
our life, all of our savings, all of what we were working for, he would just go and drop it at the
Oh
casino.
shit. Fuck Prize Picks. Actually,
So
that's a sponsor, so I can't say that. I gotta cut that out.
that for me, see, like my mom sets the bar so high
Yeah.
for women in this generation. Where for me, when I see women do whatever they're doing now, it's just
It's
it's like
L.
I know what I'm, what's out there. Anyway, going back to what I was saying, that pain, sure, but I might still suffer from it like today, even though it's been years, it's been decades.
Yeah.
What I will say is I remember vividly one time after my dad had, finished beating my mom and us, I was crying, my mom was crying, and I look at her. I'll never forget it, bro. And I like look at her, I'm like wiping her tear off her. I'm crying too. I'm like maybe 12 years old, dude.
Fuck.
And
He's crying right now too.
and I'm like wiping her tear off, and I'm like, Mom, we're gonna be okay. I'm gonna do it for us.
That's fire, bro.
And I remember that night, I was beyond terrified. I get my ass downstairs and I just start yelling at my dad.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, I'm like maybe 4 foot. My dad's like 6 foot. He's a big guy. He just beat all of us, and I'm standing up to him and yelling at him.
Yeah. This guy. Okay. Why? What made you do that?
Well, I'll get there in one sec. That moment lives with me and is going to live with me for the rest of my life. I can't sleep sometimes knowing that I didn't fulfill my promise to my mom yet, that she's going to be all right.
She's gonna be all right.
She's
bro.
going to be all right, and I'm manifesting it knowing that she's going to be all right. But for me, that's what keeps me up at night. That's my motivation. When people say, why do you want wealth? It's for that. It's so that I can fulfill my promise to my mom, because she gave me everything, more than what she had for herself. And for me to pick the easy way out, which is to sleep in, which is to go do stupid shit on weekends, it's a disgrace to what she did for me. So that's my motivation. That type of severe work ethic, the work ethic to be so young and putting in the amount of hours that I'm putting so young, does not come unless it comes from extreme amount of pain and extreme amount of motivation and fuel.
Do you know that buff black guy who's in a lot of sitcoms? And is that Terry Crews?
Terry Crews.
Yeah. You know that Terry Crews' backstory is that his mom used to get beat along with him.
You know who else is David Goggins?
Yeah, but hold on. His mom and him used to get beat. So Terry Crews promised himself that he gets so fucking big, he could grab his dad and kill him.
Did he do it?
He beat the fuck out of his dad, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He actually went to prison for some time for it because he beat the fuck out of an old dude.
You know, that's why I got into boxing.
Really?
I got into boxing for that exact reason.
You can box?
Yeah. I got into boxing for that exact reason, because I could not bear my mom getting beat and me sitting there not doing anything.
Just buy a Glock, bro.
What?
I'm trying to get that Glock sponsorship, but I'm not 21. Dude, buy a fucking 38 and just...
I was like 11 years old, but... but that's like on a real note, that's like me being serious. Like,
yeah,
I couldn't do shit. That was my motivation for getting into boxing, and that's why I was able to pick it up real quick, because it wasn't the fact of like, oh, I'm just doing it as a sport. I'm doing it for a reason. So there's some sense of urgency.
Yeah. This guy's hating, bro. This guy's fucking hating.
I don't think you'll ever meet a hater making more money than you and doing better than you. So I read comments, bro. Trust me, I read comments, I read DMs, and I just start laughing, because it's like I had a person comment on my
Real
Instagram.
Quick, though, I gotta shout out Free Band Wheezy, bro. This is my OG, my big bro. 2023 I used to party a lot, and this guy was a rapper. He's still a rapper. He's got electrical company called Lovell Connect. Go tap in with them if you ever need electrical needs in the area, Tempe area, Phoenix area, East Valley, West Valley. Lovell Connect will hook you up. He's also a great fucking rapper. Free Band Wheezy. He's incredible. You gotta reach him out. Shout out to my bro. I owe you a couple Don Julios, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. We gotta bring you on the podcast, dog, for sure. All right, keep going. Hey, go.
But yeah, I mean, that's serious. I don't think you'll ever meet a hater making more money than you or doing better than you in life. So I read the comments, I read the DMs, and I just start laughing, because you have to think the people hating on you, not only do they have the time to do that, but they have the energy to sit there and comment. I don't have the time or the energy, dude. Right after we're finishing this podcast, I gotta hop around to a few properties. I gotta go back to the office and close some deals. I have shit to do.
Yeah.
So I don't have time to hop on my Instagram and sit around talking shit about other people.
Dude, that's different, bro.
So anybody that's doing somewhat decent in life doesn't have the time to sit there and do that.
Yeah, bro. That's just, I don't know. When people be like, I had a guy last night comment the same shit like over and over again for like hours. That's crazy. If you have enough time to do that, you got to change your life around, bro. Because I'm stepping in Travis Scott's right now. You're not. You're stepping in some socks.
I don't know, dude. I think it just shows more about the type of character you are. Like, do you think you're better than me?
Yeah.
Okay. The thing is too for
Shout
me,
out
bro.
Alexa Soba.
I always for me, dude. I had a huge mindset of like, I'll just outwork you.
Mm.
All right, cool. Your parents are rich. Well, I'll just outwork you.
I'll be
Cool.
richer than
You
your
are
parents.
giftedly you are genetically gifted in every single. I'll just outwork you. I'll just eat better than you. Everything it was, I'll just outwork you. That was my mindset. I'll just outwork you. I've never met a kid my age with my same work ethic, and I'm telling you that confidently, and I'm looking you in the eyes as
Well,
I'm
you're
saying
18,
that.
You're 18.
But I'm just saying
Wait,
that
oh,
still.
fuck, I'm cutting that out.
I've never met a person
it.
my age with my work ethic.
Yeah. I've never met someone my age with the wisdom I have. Because I can sit here and talk about the Bible and the book of Enoch, the Quran, the Torah, the World War II, World War I, Cold War. I have an endless gas of knowledge in my head just because I studied, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Flip it.
That's funny.
Flip it.
Because I studied.
Flip it. Dude, I'm fucking grateful for this podcast. We have 30 minutes left.
All right.
So let's make it good, bro.
Let me think. What else? Throw some questions at me. Fire off some questions.
Let's see, bro. Let's see. What do we talk about? Because I think we've hit a lot. What do you think about if you have a relationship and you're confident in yourself and your girlfriend, should you start an OnlyFans together?
No.
Why? That's a big question for a lot of couples now.
I don't think it is. I don't think that that's even on the board. I don't think people should be discussing if they should start an OnlyFans together. What's private is meant to be private.
There you go.
And do you really need that income?
Shit, bro.
Like, I mean, there's thousands of other ways to make money than putting your body as well as your
real quick. So we got the answer to that. Fuck no. How about the answer to this? What do you think it means when someone says, you know the price of everything, but the value of nothing? Shout out Jay-Z.
You know the price of everything.
But the value of nothing.
What do you mean?
It's good. Ready? I'll tell you. This is game. So my phone is $1,200. iPhone Pro Max 16. To you, to most people, to anyone in this room, the phone is $1,200. I live off my phone.
Mm-hmm.
My marketing agency produces whatever it does a month, a couple of G's. That means it's worth more to me. So you may know the price to this fucking phone or this camera or this equipment, but to me, it's generating me money, so it's worth more. So people know the price of everything, but the value of nothing, bro. My house is my temple. Therefore, along with my body, it's an extension. Therefore, if it's priced at, well, my apartment's $1,800 a month. I live in penthouse. Shout out UH, 18th floor, top floor. That shit's worth way more because they give me gym, pool. My girlfriend can sleep over now. I don't have to deal with my parents. Freedoms. That shit's worth like $10K a month to me.
Yeah.
So you got to start looking at the value of things rather than the price. Because fuck the price, bro. Look, let me tell you. Real shit. These shoes were gifted to me. This is my holy grail of shoes. This shoe is almost $3,000, brand new, 12.5 on StockX. This makes me feel good, confident. I love the shoe. I love Travis Scott's my favorite artist. Shout out to the Jack Boys. Shout out Cactus Jack. But it makes me feel some type of way. You may see no value in this because to you, it's just a shoe, right? You got a nice weight on it, got nice logos, perfect material. But to you, it may not mean shit. To me, it means a lot.
Yeah.
So stop seeing the price in something and be like, yo, that's worth it. Or when you see a girl and be like, she has a high price tag, you got to see the value in things, bro, because that's the only thing that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else you got for me?
Let's see. What's more important? What is more important? Being financially stable or being mentally stable?
I think being mentally stable because that in return will allow for financial stability and
because
financial
if you're financially
fitness.
stable and you're mentally unstable, you're fucked.
I agree.
You're fucked.
I agree.
You're fucked. I think we've hit most things that are like. Shout out Rachel Gervitz. That is my best friend. She helped me a lot when I was depressed. This is a vulnerable moment, and you can give your input on this in a second. Back in October, I got everything taken from me from the SWAT team in Gilbert PD.
Okay.
Everything, because I quote unquote sexually exploited a girl, and I can talk about it because it's an open case. I got everything taken from me, and fucking what's it called? That shit hurt me a lot. Rachel Gervitz was there for me. Let me use her phone. Took me everywhere, drove me everywhere, gave me food, gave me drink. She did a lot for me, so we're gonna shout her out. And yeah.
Let's talk about social anxiety.
Yeah.
Because I think everybody wants to sit here running around asking social anxiety. If anybody watching this probably knows, I don't have social anxiety.
I don't either.
So let's talk about that, because I'll give you a quick 3-piece thing on how to get over social anxiety. The first thing to get over social anxiety, stop believing that it's real, because if it's not real in your perspective, it can't take power from you. The second thing is understand that every single person in that room is human. They shit the way you do, they eat the way you do, they talk the way you do, they have their own problems, struggles, and concerns. So even if you do something stupid that gets everybody's attention, within 15 minutes, they're thinking of something else. They're thinking of their average
Attention
problems.
spans.
Yeah. You got to think everybody in that room is pretty average compared to you. And so they have average problems, average concerns, and average issues. So even if you were to do something within 15 minutes, their average brains are back at the average problems.
There's like 50 people out there. If I were to get butt fucking naked and just run around for 5 seconds and no one records it, they're going to talk about it for like you said, 20 minutes.
20 minutes and everybody moves on with
some
their
guy
life.
was butt fucking naked in the innovation room. It wouldn't matter. It's going to go away.
Yeah.
That's what we mean, bro.
I think there's a big pandemic too with the stress, because I think everybody wants to over exaggerate everything. I think most things in life are simple, but they're not easy. Getting in shape is calories in, calories out. Building wealth is buying assets, not liabilities. Starting a podcast requires consistency, not inconsistency. So everything is simple, just not easy. It requires work.
This is the third episode, by the way.
So
every day.
So when we talk about stress, it's because everybody wants to overcomplicate things. They think that there's I want to build wealth, so there's these thousands of books that I need to read and all these podcasts and seminars I need to attend, where it's simple. It's buying assets and not liabilities. That's why I picked real estate, because all real estate is assets.
It's true. Assets are passive income gold mines. What did I hear right now?
I don't know.
You heard that too, right?
Yeah. Just those guys outside.
Oh shit. So basically, if you have 5 things that are bringing you passive income, you can sit on the beach every day and.
Yeah, I mean, but then that's just like, okay, where's the purpose? Because sitting at a beach every day after a week.
I'm saying like you could.
Yeah, but like why do you want to? Like, see, that's the thing that I think is, I think like most men need to wake up way more determined than the end of the life to just drive a fast car and have a nice house. Like, there's more to life than that.
Bitch.
There's way more to life than that. I'm on a mission to spread a message. I'm on a mission for a reason. So I could care less.
Are you Muslim?
No, I'm Christian. I'm Orthodox.
Orthodox, yeah.
So I'm on a mission.
So what church is that?
What do you mean?
What church do you go to?
I go to St. Mary's.
Oh, that's where Mary goes to church.
Yeah, no, she goes St. Joe's.
But she'll go to St. Mary's.
Yeah.
With Maura. You know Maura Gad?
Yeah, I do.
Oh my God, bro.
But
Fuck Maura Gad. I can't say
you're
that.
just giving her publicity by doing that. But I think if everybody were to stop caring about every minute little detail that goes on in life and was to fix their mind on the bigger picture, the world as a whole would be a better place.
True.
I've told people certain ideas and certain goals, they look me in the eyes and start laughing. And guess what? 6 months goes by and guess who's laughing? You know how hard it is? You know how hard it is to tell me I'm going to fail at something, because just because you told me now I'm not going to do it, I'm going to do it better than you thought I could have do it. And then I'm going to send you a screenshot showing you that I did it. And then I'll send you a laughing emoji right next to it because I think it's funny. So I think every single person right now needs to use that to their advantage, because that's fuel. For me, I use my pride as fuel. You told me I can't do it. All right, well, I'm just going to show you that I'm going to do it better than you thought I could have. So I think there's some joy in that.
Everyone should be like that, dude. Because like I have a lot of pride and a lot of ego, but I let it affect me in the way that I want to outwork everybody. I want to do better than you. I am better than you. I'll always be better than you. And I'm just better.
Yeah, I agree. I'm willing to outwork you. I'm willing to put in more time and energy than you. I'm willing to do what it takes. I'm willing to stay up late. I'm willing to wake up early. I'm willing to do the sleepless nights just to get further than you because you told me I couldn't do it. That's how aggressive I'm willing to go. And if you're not willing to do that, I don't think this path is for you. I have so many people that reach out saying it's hard, Michael. Oh, it's lonely. Oh, I'm losing my friends. Oh, this.
Fuck you.
All right, well, stay back there then. You're
Yeah.
giving me more. You're
Time.
quitting in real estate. You're just giving me more deals. You're giving me more money to make. You're giving me more opportunities. You're scared to go talk to that girl. Well, I'm gonna go talk to her. So you just gave me another opportunity. That's how I am. There's so much out there for me to take because all these guys are so scared to get out there. What? You're scared to go talk to a girl? What, she's gonna say no? You're scared to post a piece of content. What's it gonna do? Flop?
Yeah, flop.
Like I think people. Like again, that's why I'm saying people overcomplicate things that don't need to be overcomplicated.
People.
Put on a show for them to watch. I put on a show for my haters to watch. When we
I start twerking and
when
shit.
we talked about ex-girlfriends,
Yeah.
you best believe those next 6 months after the relationship, she is watching your every move. You better give her a show to watch so she can regret her decision. That's what I did. I gave everybody a show to watch. Watch me. I'm just gonna come back better than you thought I could.
6 times better. Shout out Jojo Diaz. I'm giving everybody a shout out today because it's a good day today. It's Friday. Good Friday. Jojo Diaz is an incredible student over at Liberty University. She's pushing it. I don't think she has a business, but when she does have a business, we'll push it. She's Dominican. Mi gente. Joanna Diaz in the building. Coño. Shout out. Shout out my girlfriend, Roxy. Dude, that's one more thing. Roxy's really hot. So, like, there's a lot of guys in her DMs.
Mm-hmm.
I never let it get to me, bro. Ever.
Good.
Because I know my worth. I know who I am. I make more money than anybody in that fucking chat and the DMs combined.
Yeah, I mean, but
So they can reach out, bro. It's cool.
Don't put your value in money though, because like we just talked about,
I fuck better.
chicks care more for other things than just
JK.
the money.
No, of course. Dude, I feel like this has been a great podcast, bro.
It has.
It's my 3rd day doing this, and my room's changed every time. Second podcast was really good, the story, but we had a great story. It was a frat talk,
Okay.
and some kid died 12 years ago, was put in a dog cage, thrown in a lake,
Oh wow.
murdered, basically. And just the quality was kind of low because we didn't have the mics. But, dude, this is great. I love this format,
Yeah.
this
No,
room. We got
I
to do another
agree.
episode with you.
Yeah. No, 100%. Let's fire off questions. Let's wrap up with
Let's wrap
some of
up.
those questions
Okay,
so we can get some clips in too.
it's got to be funny. If you want clips, it's got to be funny.
Let's do both. Let's do a few serious and then a few funny.
All right. 500K or a dinner with Jay-Z?
What's up?
500K or a dinner with Jay-Z?
500K.
Yo, I seen that question was like viral. With no disrespect, fuck Jay-Z, bro.
Yeah.
He not giving me worth 500K of nothing. Nobody is, actually. If you think someone can sit down with you, have a dinner with you, and tell you 500K worth a game, you're stupid. Take the 500K.
I don't know. I mean, he is a billionaire, so I'm sure he has some.
But he's not going to make you 500K. Because he can tell you everything but his actions.
Yeah,
You're not going to reproduce that, what he tells you.
I agree. And that's the issue with all these crypto geeks
Unless
nowadays.
he tells you, yo, invest in Dogecoin right now. I'm going to fucking pump it.
Well, that's the issue with all these little crypto geeks running around who catch crypto pumps is the fact that they have no real skill. Like that, and there's no work ethic
It's like
involved.
masturbation, highs and lows.
I agree, and that's why I think like being a real entrepreneur, like doing real business, negotiating real deals with real people, build skill sets in you that even if you were to start off at zero, you're able to build yourself back up because it's a skill set. If give a crypto geek 500K, the possibilities of him losing it are pretty high because he's an
bro.
idiot. But give it to me. I'm going to go make that $10 million because I have the skill set and I have the knowledge now, being a real entrepreneur, to go and network with certain people and use different type of loans and leverage the good debt that we talked about earlier.
Good debt.
To go buy more assets and then start collecting.
Dude, I feel like there's a lot of men out there that aren't focused. They're focused on the wrong thing. They're giving up their businesses, their livelihoods for some pussy.
Mm-hmm.
There's no pussy out there that's worth all of that.
Yeah.
Unless it's Ruby Rose. Then maybe.
I don't know. I don't think that any woman should be put close to your goals. Like besides your mother,
Shit.
I think your mother is the only girl who should be put even remote. Like she's above the goals. Part of the goals are for your mom, but I don't think any woman should come close to that. That's what God put you on the earth to do. Like, let's be serious. You're going to just jeopardize all of that for some short-term pleasure to sleep with a chick for 15 minutes. Like there's more. Again, that's why I say there's more to life than just that.
Yeah, most guys are going 5 minutes, bro.
It's 60 seconds at most. So it's like,
Yeah. I mean, fuck. My girlfriend knows, bro. We go for a couple hours. But that's because of my sponsor for tomorrow. But I'll just wait till tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
what else you got for me? Let's get some serious clips in.
All right. So realistically, if you had one goal, if you could show God one thing, one highlight of your life, what would it be? The day you meet God, what are you gonna? You can show him one highlight. What are you gonna show him? I'm gonna start doing ASMR.
Okay. That's a deep question. I've never thought of that.
Let's say God. Let's say you died right fucking now.
Okay.
Pull out a gun, shot your head. You're going to heaven, and God said, "I want you to show me one thing that you did that will be worthy of you to come to heaven." What are you gonna show, bro?
I'm gonna show some form of true repentance and change in life, and I think that's what God's judging by, is that form of repentance. I don't think we have a transactional God where it's you do a thing in return for eternal life. I think we have a God who loves us regardless of what happens, and I think the thing that He values most is the fact that there's some form of change in your life, repentance. And that's a big thing. This is off topic, but that's a big thing. Everybody wants to talk about hard work, but everybody forgets that God put them on this planet and that He's watching. So you better give Him, like, I hate to say it, but like you need to make God proud. What gave me so much self-esteem and so much confidence where people even think it's arrogance is the fact that I know everything I do, every day I wake up, I'm making Him proud. He looks at me and he's smiling at me saying, yo, I made that guy. He's bumping into the angels saying, yo, I made that guy. I'm giving them a show upstairs. And if you're able to do that and you're able to put a smile on God's face and you're able to put a smile on your mom's face, there's nothing more rewarding. There's nothing that gives you more self-confidence than those two feelings right there.
That's probably the best thing that's been said here. And I think I'm going to end it with that. That's a great message, dude. I usually end it with a message. That's the message right there.
All right. Well,
that's
Julian,
amazing. It's a pleasure, bro.
It's been a pleasure.
So
Thank you.
That's probably the best episode we've had so far. Even though the first one was one of my favorites, but I mean, this shit was great, dude. This was great. We got to have you back
We'll
sometime.
run it, part 2.
Yeah, this was great, guys. The Rivera Talk, episode 3. It's been a pleasure. It'll be up shortly on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. We have the Rivera Talk, episode 4 coming tomorrow. We had a great guest. This has been amazing. Bye!